Hello, my name is Nellie Matatila Bartholomew, and I am both grateful and honored to be your president in the DFW area. I have called the Dallas-Fort Worth area home ever since I moved from Zambia 20 years ago. And in these 20 years, I have come to know some of you as you have known me and my family. As your leader, I would love to see nothing more than a united Zambians in DFW. I would love for us to take that same energy and zeal and passion that we exhibit in showing those that are bereaved in everything that we do as a people. When we moved to the United States, we moved here with a vision and a plan to prosper our lives. Why? Because America is the land of opportunity, right? So now that we're here, I would love for my team and I to partner with you all to prosper us in our health, in our wealth, and in all our affairs. Your Vice President, Ms. Brenda Chama, my Vice President, is passionate about this community. She is a registered nurse with ideas on how we as a community can be healthy, not just mentally, but physically as well. Your treasurer, our treasurer, Mr. Lamek Kaira, has plans on how we can prosper financially as a community. We want to communicate those ideas that we have with you all. So June 15th at 11 a.m., please take some time and join us for a virtual town hall. We've been apart too long and we haven't had dialogue in a long time. It is time that we sat down and communicated our plans to you all, and also take that time to hear from you. It is important for us to know what you would like to see as a community. Because going forward, as president, my goal is to make sure that we plant seeds for trees that generations to come will enjoy the shade. Thank you, and God bless you all.
All right, that's a message from the president-elect of the Association of Zambians in Dallas-Fort Worth, and I have them as my guests today with our team. Before we do that, I would like to encourage you to tag a friend and let everybody know that ZBTRI is alive, and join us. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and X. It used to be Twitter, ZBTR TV. We want to have a conversation today about things that affect us every day as people. And today we chose to be in the community. So let's welcome the team. Hi, Lamek.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you get? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Welcome,
Excellent.
welcome. It's good to so we always have your wife here, but now it's time to talk to you. All right, Miss Brenda. Hello.
Hey, Pastor Nathan.
How are you?
Thank you for having me.
How's Luapula?
Wapula is wapuling.
You know, Ndiwalubulin, it's part of my calling, and the one and only President Nelly. Welcome, guys, and
Thank
it's
you.
good to have you here today. Looking forward to these conversations. A lot of questions. People have sent me a lot of questions. I don't know if we are going to be able to get through to everything, but we shall do our best and cover as much as we can and
Mhm.
discuss as much as we can as well. This is a community forum, so we do things as but before we begin, Nelly, I want you to reiterate and emphasize whatever the English word is, this announcement.
Okay. Yeah, we are having a town hall today. And I want to make sure in my video it says 11 a.m., but actually it's at 12 p.m. We had to tweak the time a little bit, and we'll get into that on the show. But
Mhm.
please avail yourself. This is very important. We need to talk to one another.
Okay, excellent. We shall talk about that as we go along. Well, team, congratulations. You are the new team, and I believe there are other members who are going to join us here. Let's begin by talking about this, okay? I always tell people that most of us have got a Christian inclination, and we read the Bible. Zambians are known for being highly, I'm not going to say Christian, highly religious. Those are two different things. I'm saying that to say this: the Bible records both good and negative things.
Sure.
Okay, Bible says David was the man after God's own heart, but it also tells us that he committed adultery and
Mm-hmm.
he killed the husband to the man's wife that he took. So, having said that, we know every group, even all of us individually, personally, the community, as a group, whatever terminology you want to use, all of us have a history. Okay. So, what message of hope? And I wanted three of you to respond to this question in your own way. What messages or what message of hope is this team bringing to this community moving forward? Who wants to go first? Lamek?
um. Okay. What message of hope? What I would like to say is that I've been in the community since 2007. So
Mhm.
I've been working closely with the community from the previous associations and now serving into this current association. So the message of hope I can say is that well, trust is a hard word, but they can at least give us a benefit of doubt. We're here to serve the community. We have all been working. We have all worked in previous associations. I think we have brought our names out there, and
Mhm.
we work for the people. So it's not like we're doing this for our own benefit. We're doing this for the community. We want to see the community come together. We want to see the community moving forward together as one in one unity. I think that's my 1 minute or 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Brenda?
So, just like Mr. Carrera said, I've been in the community since 2006, and
Mhm.
for the most part, I was not serving in any leadership role until just recently. But like they always say, you don't have to be a leader to make change, and
Mhm.
that's what I believe I've been doing even without being in a leadership role. So the hope that we can like looking at the community and where we are right now.
Yes.
This is there's power in numbers and there's power in unity. So
Mhm.
if people are united, greater things are achieved. So we are striving towards a united Dallas DFW, and we want to be a model association. We want to be a model community that other states will be looking up to. They look up to Dallas, despite all its shortcomings. But we just want to make sure that we reach those greater heights. And if the community can just give us a chance, I think we will get there.
Well, I like that model community, model association, dangerous people. Okay. Nelly, what message of hope you bring to the community?
Yeah, and you know, just to add on to what Brenda and Mr. Kaira have said, Dallas is a model community. People have always looked to Dallas. I feel because we were one of the largest community of Zambians in the United States. That may still be the case. I'm not sure, but we have a lot of people here. So one of the things that I really want to emphasize is, in order for us to move forward, we have to face the past. We have to face what really broke us in the first place, right? We are not going to shy away from that. We will face it head on. I feel like we have been facing that, you know, as an executive here. We won't go into details, but the truth is, we can see the mending coming slowly. We can see people coming forward and saying, hey, we love you, you're our people, and we can work together, just like any family. You know, Bemba, and I'm not Bemba, but right? And that's very powerful. When people are together, they are bound to disagree. But the question is, how do you disagree? Can we disagree amicably? And that's what we ask for, right? Going forward as an executive, we ask that we disagree in an amicable manner. That will make us united going forward.
That's good. That's good. Associations are generally known for not thinking in terms of family, or they are not family friendly, so to speak. Okay. Because even when events are done, they are in the evening. People have to scrounge for childcare. How do you plan on changing this narrative?
I think I'll go ahead and take that one. Personally, I'm a family person. I'm very family oriented. I'm a mother of 3, right? And family is everything to me. So we have realized that in the past we have done events that were geared more towards the evening, and as such, you know, people have to look for daycare. They're not, you know, child friendly. However, if you look in the past 3 years, even the way we celebrated the independence, is we have actually changed that narrative, right?
Okay.
We've had barbecues as independence celebration. In 2021, that was the case. In 2022, that was the case as well. So going forward, yes, we do want to make sure that we incorporate children, like all ages, basically, when we celebrate, because we realize that in order for us to pass on the culture, we have to involve the youth.
And that's one of the, I like you mentioned the youths, Lamek. You've got a teenager in the house, right? Jaden is a teenager. And
yes,
you see, one time having conversation with the Jaden group, if I may use that terminology, I mean, they are like, you guys, okay, you bring us together, you cook your nshima and your kapenta, and we are just, it's like you bring us along, but you are just tagging us along. You're not catering anything towards us. Okay. How is that going to change? I mean, I want you to elaborate more on what Nelly has said. These kids are like, you know, like I've said, Mwakumana, you cook your nshima and your kapenta. And these kids were not born eating. Some of them do like nshima. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Ruito likes nshima more than Natasha does, and yet Ruito was born here. So how do you intend to address that?
I'm assuming that's directed to me, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
Since
so
you have a teenager.
what we do is we try to teach them at home, right? Everything, discipline, respect, and many cultures begin at home, right? Once you teach them that at home, then when they go out, when we start having these activities that involve teenagers, we have different activities for the different age groups. So we'll have these activities targeting specifically teenagers and the youth. So we want to make sure that when they come there, they also have and carry the same culture and the same values and the same respects, so to say. So when they come in, we say, Nathan, Brenda, Nelly. We're not coming there, hey, Nelly, hey, Brenda. No. So we come there. So all that foundation is built at home. So when they come in public, they still carry the same values. And we also have, we may have different foodstuffs from Zambia, vitumbua, samosas, and shima and all that. So the same stuff that they're eating at home, when they come there, they find the same stuff. So we try, we'll try our best to make sure that we have those events that's going to cater to all age groups and promote our values, promote our cultures. Because if we don't, our culture is just going to end with us, So we try to teach them that.
Yeah. Ladies, you want to add on?
Just to piggyback on what Mr. Kaira has said, and even the president, Ms. Nelly, last time when we had the barbecue, I felt strongly that the youth, actually all the age groups were catered for. Miss, I can't remember what that barbecue was, if it was Memorial Weekend, but the age group, I could see like different. Chanda was with her own age. They were playing around. It was near a lake. And then the Jaden's group was with their own group. And I think Miss Fabi was engaging them, like seriously. They were having serious discussions. And then, of course, the adults somewhere enjoying their cold drinks and enjoying their meat. But so you can see from what's been happening in the recent past that we are going towards a community that realizes that we have children and these children need to be part and parcel of our culture. I'll give you an example of my 7-year-old. I mean, for her, I usually post some stuff on my WhatsApp. Everybody who is from Zambia, she feels they're related. And then one day she came from summer camp and said, there's a teacher who told me that she's half American and half Zambian. Do you think she's our cousin? So these are the children that we are molding to appreciate both worlds, appreciate America and appreciate the Zambian culture. So we are indeed moving towards a place where kids will feel part of the group other than just escorting their parents and just be there and be bored. So we are seeing some improvement on that.
Excellent. Mandy?
And I will say, Brenda, there's a saying that children will do as you do and not necessarily as you say, right? So I'm a diaspora child. I'm a product of the diaspora. My dad was a diplomat in Mozambique, right? And so we stayed out of the country. But what my parents did is very similar to what we do, just by virtue of them taking us out of the house, going to, let's say, Sandra's parents' house when they are hosting a party, and they would have our food, they would play Roomba, and they would dance. And all those memories are ingrained in us, right? Yes. And we don't realize that as we grow up, we start to model the same kind of behavior. So sometimes, even if we are not intentionally, let's say, have a board game for children, just by virtue of bringing them along. So please bring your children along. We want them because they will learn as they sit with us.
Actually, it also helps with eliminating the aspect of childcare, because I know when we try to do certain things, the element of childcare comes in for people with young children, like Brenda. You have to find where to take Chanda. I know our former president Fred and Jessica always have to deal with that thing of looking for childcare whenever we have an event in the community. Moving forward, we have people who choose or have chosen not to engage with their communities. It's probably not just in Dallas, okay? Their argument is that associations only serve two objectives, okay? Attend to funerals or bereavements when somebody suffers a bereavement, and have independence parties. What is your message to those people who hold that view?
I'll say this very briefly, and then I'll pass it on because I know Brenda has something to say. I can just see from the look on her face. I'll say this real quick. The Bible says it is better to be in the house of mourning than to be in a house where there's celebrations. That says a lot about what people go through when you're going through a bereavement, especially going through a bereavement in a foreign land.
Yes.
In a place where your immediate relatives may not be there. So for someone to use an excuse like we only serve for funerals, I feel like a person that says that has not actually had a bereavement that touched them, because when you're bereaved, you need as much support as you can garner, right? But on that, I'll leave it and I'll pass it on to Brenda, because I know that she has something more to say in regards to that question.
Yes, Brenda.
Thanks for putting you on the spot, Nelly. I mean, seriously speaking, I wouldn't even know what to say to such a one person who would say associations are only there for funerals and independence parties. And I beg to differ on that one, because we've had a lot of situations, not just funerals, not just independence parties, where a community has come together to show support. I mean, and then this is not just a community that is wanting to be waiting for funerals or waiting for independence parties. We encourage people in different ways. For example, if you have a grown child who just graduated, let it be high school, let it be college, let it be university, we give those shout outs. So now, if you're not part of the community, as a human being, at any given point in our lives, we want somebody to appreciate us. And that is one way we appreciate people, giving them shout outs and all that. And then this association, I believe it's not just there for funerals and parties. We do share job postings. We encourage people to share job postings in the various platforms that we have, so that those people who have issues with finding jobs, they can have access to jobs. And then if we have I know one time we had a food drive, we had a food pantry here. I shared in the DFW platform. If people went there, I'm not sure, but I personally would go there and see what was happening. So just to get a leaf of what they do, and maybe we can look at something like that in the future. And then in the past, I believe it was their first, Nelly and Fred's first term. And I'm not sure about Lamech. They used to do during COVID times, they would have some food drives and then encourage people to go get food stuff. So community association is beyond funerals. It is beyond independence parties. And like Nelly said, if you've never been afflicted, if you've never encountered a death in your family, I mean, you would say that. But believe me, at that time in anybody's life, you need the community to come through for you. Don't just come don't just show up when you need them. This is where we talk about social investment. The same way we talk about investing money, we need to invest in people, because I mean, if you invest in people are going to remember we saw her at such and such's bridal shower. We saw her at such and such's baby shower. So this is an investment. We are far from home, and I believe we need one another. No man is an island.
That's true. You see, when you talk about bereavements, it's testament. I mean, my family has been through several bereavements. The most recent one was the passing of my sister. I can attest to how the burden is lifted and how much you see filatwava forever, we mwakolongana pachidiro filaso. I mean, when this house was full of my Zambian community, oh my goodness, you have no idea how much that burden was lifted. I'll just say that. There are some people, I know not all of us are social media people. I know DFW has got WhatsApp groups, right? There's somebody who's watching, who's in the community. They are probably not in any of the zones or in the WhatsApp group. How do they become part of the community? They want to be. They say, oh, I didn't even know that. So how do I become part of this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yes, we do want you to be part of the community. Wherever you are in the DFW, you are one of us and you're welcome to join us. We are currently working on an electronic way of registering because we do want to keep a proper record of the number of Zambians that we have here in the DFW. We are working on that. As you know, some things cost money. So we will communicate more in the town hall as to how you can join. So please join the town hall. This time that we have with Pastor Nathan here on this show is very limited and we can't go into a lot of the details, but please join the town hall and we will let you know. Also, if you want to join, just feel free to reach out to one of us, send a message. Our numbers are in the forums. And Pastor Nathan, we can always put my number here on the screen as well. Reach out to me, send me a message. Let me know if you're part of the community and want to join.
Okay, excellent. Or do you want us to put the community number, the new number that you
yeah,
guys
absolutely. Yeah.
So interesting. This is a new thing.
Yeah.
The association has a number. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the number. Those of you in Dallas, if you want to join the community, so to speak, you want to get involved, you are not in any of the platforms, that's the association number. We shall leave it there for you to what. Okay, let's talk about the way forward and the vision in your video message, which I played at the beginning of this show. As president to the community, you are inviting us to partner with your team in order for us as a community. I think you mentioned 3 or 4 things in you want to partner with us, with the community members in our wealth, in our health, and in all our affairs. Okay, please share with us how you intend to attain this mission. Okay, let's begin with what? Our health. You did, because you actually did point out and say your Vice President Brenda is a nurse. Yeah. So how do we intend to prosper in our health?
Brenda?
Anyway.
Okay, so before you go forward, Brenda, I do want to say this. A leader is only as good as their people, right? And I use the word partner because honestly, it's not about me, it's not about Brenda, it's not about Ralamek or any of the other executive members. It's about a collective effort. What I know, Brenda may not know. What she knows, I may not know. So that is the reason why we have to work together. And we really want to hear, when we say we want to hear from the people, we want to partner. We can't do everything. And we can't sit here and sacrimoniously think that we know what the people need if the people have not communicated to us. So I'll pass that on to Brenda so she can talk about the health part. Yeah.
Okay, looking at the health part, and like Nelly said, we are not going to dive into like a whole lot of details because all this information is going to be covered extensively in the town hall. So it is very important that you make a date. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on all the good stuff. So when you look at health, we want to partner in health. I mean, like, a community is not successful if its people are not healthy. So this is where, sometimes, like Nelly said, what I know is not what Mr. Lamek knows. What Mr. Lamek knows is not what Miss Nelly knows. And, believe me, I'm in the healthcare, but it's not everything that I know, because I had a situation where I had to reach out to somebody to give me a lead to different resources. And these resources are for the community. And then without this networking, we would never know about these resources. Somebody will be sick, not feeling well. They'll stay home because they're afraid to go to the hospital for all the various reasons, not knowing that they are resources in the community in this great state of Texas that can cater to each and every individual, regardless of your situation. So we want our members to know. We want our members to know about yearly checkups. We want our members to know about the things that they need to do, like to make sure that they're on track with their health. So this is an investment in health, and the only way you can invest in health is when you know what's available at your hands.
Okay. And how do we prosper together in wealth?
So in terms of wealth, there is such a wealth of information out there, and this has to do with career. So we plan, like, going forward, we'll have something called Career Corner. We have something called Entrepreneurship Corner. We have something called financial literacy. So this is something that we want to carry forward. We realize in the community that there are people who are actually talented or skilled to offer services to our people. And we want to have events that will cater to that. If you need help, let's say crafting a resume, how do you edit your LinkedIn profile so that people know? Some people, all they know is they have a Facebook page and they have an Instagram. But if you are in this country and you really want to prosper career-wise, you have a really solid LinkedIn page, right? So those are some of the things that we want to share with our community going forward. So buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a ride.
All right. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. All right. Yeah, I like the aspect of Career Corner, Entrepreneurship Corner. And for those of you that are watching, if you have something you are doing, a business, you want to promote it, we do run commercials here. Those of you that watch the show frequently, you know that, or you want to have a conversation with me like this. For your information, next week I'm hosting my own daughter. She wants to talk about the business that she's doing. So it's going to be a daughter fair next weekend, and I'm looking forward to that conversation. All right, Lamek. Oh, that's Lamek. He says, awesome. Sandra says, good morning, everyone.
Morning, and happy birthday,
Sandra.
Happy birthday,
and happy
Sandra.
Birthday.
Your brother revealed your age, and I'm yet to prove that you are that old. I need to see your age. I don't believe that. You're young. Good morning, President Nasi Dele in Indiana. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Dr. Kaingu.
Oh, yes, by the way, sorry, Dr. Kaingu. Oh, by the way, talking about Dr. Kaingu, she's going to be my guest with 3 other Zambians. We're going to be talking about celebrating academic achievements.
I love
on
that.
June 29th. We have a few Zambians who just attained their PhDs here. Here's the big dog of ZBTR. That's Roger from Canada. He says, well done, Team ZDFW.
Hello, Roger.
Watching from Canada. Mom says, listening as I drive to Austin. Congratulations on your elections. I have hope in you to lead well. Okay.
Amen.
And Elijah, the prophet's mother, says, good morning.
Hi, Ivy.
So everybody, please join the town hall meeting. There's the information. It will be at 12 noon our time. and we want you all to participate. If you do not have that information, just ask for it in the group or that number that I shared for the association. They have a new number. These guys are dangerous, eh? That's the phone number for the association. So just send a message to that number and ask the information about. As a matter of fact, talking about Roger joining us behind the scenes, he did ask a question to say on Facebook. He said, and I remember, Brenda, you responded to, do we know exactly the number of Zambians in Dallas-Fort Worth?
We don't.
Okay.
And over the years, yes, over the years, we've had a lot of people join this great community. I call it great because it is great. We've had a number of people who've joined, a lot actually. You know, there's a situation where you go to a function, you go, and then you're like, half of the people you've never seen them, you're meeting them for the first time. And then going forward, that's one of our goals. That's one of our to-do, which is on our to-do list. We want to create a database. I think President Nelly already alluded to that. We are in the process of creating a database where we try to account for each and every Zambian. But again, as usual, there are those people who want to stay in the shadows. Would encourage them. Like, I'm strongly emphasizing on this. We encourage you. You don't have to be actively like seen everywhere, but just to be, so we know where you are, you know, like, so you know where your people are, you know where your tribe is. When I say tribe, not like Bemba, the Lozi, Tumbuka, tribe is us. We are the tribe. Know where your tribe is. So you don't have to be out there. You can be in the shadows. We can respect your privacy, but at the same time, would love you to know where to locate your tribe. Would like for you to know where we are, where your people are. And your kids would love to know where your people are.
That's true. That's very true. Lamek, I'm going to throw this question to you, and probably if Nelly wants, she can respond to it, all of you. You see, we have Zambians in the community whose spouses are not Zambian, and our president is one of those. There's somebody it's just something, just a grenade I want to throw into the pond to stir up the water. Does Nelly's husband being non-Zambian disqualify her from being in this position?
I would say no, because he's married to a Zambian.
Hesitation, Lamek.
No, I'm trying to say.
Hey, okay, sir. And like, you really have to think hard about it, bro. No.
No. You know, because I mean, we're married, so we'll look at it as we're one. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think she's. I mean, no. The answer is no.
I mean, to qualify to be in her position, I mean, she's fully Zambian. The only thing is she's married to a non-Zambian. Actually, he's Zambian by virtue of marrying a Zambian. So he's Zambian. But for her, she's 100% Zambian.
She's 100% Zambian.
Yeah.
So it doesn't disqualify her from being in the position that she's in.
She's going to give away state secrets.
I want to say this, and I will say it even, you know, even if you wake me up tomorrow in the middle of the night, I will still give you the same answer. My husband is actually more Zambian than some of the Zambians that we have here.
Okay.
I will repeat that. My husband, Tony, is more Zambian than some of the Zambians that we have out here.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that? Why? So the reason I say that is because when it comes to things that we hold near and dear, for example, funerals, if I say so-and-so has a bereavement, if he's able to, he will follow me. He will follow me to a funeral. He will follow me to a Zambian event. He will be grilling. You've seen him when we have events. He'll be hands-on, putting chairs away at the end of the night. He's been very, very supportive in that regard, and nobody can take that away from him. There are Zambians, like we said, who are in the shadows, don't even come out to support anything. But this man right here supports.
That's Tony
Well
right
said.
there.
Well said.
All right. So that's the, I hope that information can be seen. There's a town hall meeting coming up at 12 noon. That's about an hour, 15 minutes from now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's the meeting ID. That's the passcode.
And
Unless
I'll share the link, Pastor Nathan, in just a second here. You can put that on your, it will appear in the comments as well for those that just want to, maybe they are watching and they can refer to that. But we'll share the actual link that you can click on in the WhatsApp groups as well.
Okay, yeah, because the reason we are doing this is because, like I said, not everybody is on social media, and you're probably watching this. You live in Dallas, Fort Worth, and you're like, oh, there's a town hall meeting. So, and one interesting question before we go that somebody who lives in another community asked and said, obviously, associations are structured differently, just like countries or nations have got different constitutions. How does DFW handle transitions from one executive to another, or from one term of office of people holding office to another? How is the transition? How do you guys handle the transition in this community? How do we do it?
All right. So before that's a good question. Thank you. Before there is a change of office, according to our constitution, we have to have elections. And so the way the process was handled, in case you were not in any of our WhatsApp groups, the way the process was handled was we had an electoral committee that came together, independent of us, and made decisions to, one, come up with flyers that they put out, all the way from March. They started putting out flyers saying, hey, calling everybody, this team's term is up. Go ahead and contest. Let us know. These are the conditions. And so people were given a chance to put their name forward if they wanted to contest for a position. That's step number one. And then there's a waiting period with an expiration date, because everything has to come to an end. There was an expiration date to say, you know what, we need your name submitted by such and such a date. Unfortunately, we had a bereavement that rocked all of us in this community. We lost a child, a young lady. So they decided to extend that time, so that it does not encroach within the mourning period that we had in the DFW, to give people still more time. And after that time, the three of us were uncontested. The three of us were the only people that actually shared our names with the electoral committee. And so for that reason, we were declared winners because we were uncontested. Now, in terms of how the transition happens, President Fred reached out to us, congratulated us, and welcomed us, and handed over the instruments of power, aka the documentation relating to the association and everything else. And also sent us a letter, actually. So that's how it was handled.
Because that letter is required by law, right?
Yes.
By the state, the requirements of the state require that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very important. Very important. So during that period leading to a new association taking over, the electoral committee or commission takes over the affairs of the community, right? Is that right?
Pretty much. But to be very clear, we were all functioning as, until that particular day, we were all just functioning in our various capacities President Fred was still carrying on his duties. We were supporting until that announcement was made on that June 8th. And after June 8th, it was like, okay. Mr. Fred could not wait to run off to retirement. Yeah.
I know that. All right. Interesting. Yeah, somebody wanted to know how the transition is handled. They would like to learn from that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the DFW Association leadership for the next 2 years, right? The term of office is 2 years. Yeah.
Correct.
And after 2 years, there is going to be another election, so to speak. And please, again, everybody in Dallas, that's a Zoom meeting coming up at noon our time. That's where we're going to discuss and talk about a lot of things which are very in-house. We can't talk about in-house thing. This is a public forum. We just wanted you to know that there's a new leadership in Dallas and they share their vision. And moving forward, we look forward to having everybody on the forum. Final word, Mr. Kahira.
I'll just say, thank you for having us. And, we try not to let anyone down. So just thank you for giving us this opportunity just to welcome us. And, we'll try to do our best.
By the way, most of you are wondering why Mr. Kahira is sitting in the car. He's attending a men's conference at church. So he stepped out of the meeting to come and do this. You'll be running back inside, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's burning out here.
Oh, because you can't turn on the car. It will be making, the AC will be making noise. Final word, Miss Brenda, before we go.
Thank you so much, Pastor Nathan, for having us. And thank you to the community for giving us this chance to serve you. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Excellent. Finally, the president, before you go, I think this will be addressed in the town hall meeting, right?
Yes.
Is there a membership fee to belong to your association? If so, who authorizes any expenditure? So we'll be talking about that, Dr. Monsanje, in they choose that we talk about that in our private meeting than to talk about it here, but waiting. So, Madam President, final word before we go.
Yeah, Dr. Monsanje, yes, there is a fee, and we'll discuss more about how that will be handled in the town hall. Now, thank you, Pastor Nathan, for facilitating this meeting and giving us the platform. We don't take it for granted. Another thing that I do want to call out, before you throw stones, please take into consideration the fact that we are all very busy people. The same busyness that you have work and kids and, this and that. We have sometimes even more, right? The things on our plates are really a lot. So take that into consideration and know that the reason why we're doing this is nothing but the love for community. We don't get paid for this. There's not even a stipend for this, right? But we do it because of the love that we have for the community. So please, before you pick up sticks and stones to throw at us or to criticize, take that into consideration and be considerate. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our show for today. The newly elected, whether there were no ballots cast or what, they are elected because they went through an electoral process. Association of Zambians in Dallas-Fort Worth. Congratulations, Mr. Kahira. Congratulations, Brenda. Congratulations, Nelly. This guy is your servant. I am at your service, all right? And anytime I am available to serve you, and I look forward. I'll be joining the town hall meeting, and I'm not going to be as friendly as I've been here in that meeting.
We say no sticks and stones.
I'm going to throw some stones. Mom won't be there. Roger won't be there. No, see, they won't be there. So they won't see the other side of me when.
No, we are
Bring,
ready.
You are
We are
ready.
bring
ready.
all the stones. Bring all the stones.
We are
We'll use those
ready.
stones to build our community.
That's right.
Bring
You
them.
know, me,
Bring
my
them.
job is just to ask the difficult questions. That's all I do. Okay. All right, Lamek, enjoy the conference. Brenda, I'll see you in the meeting, and Miss Nelly, I'll see you all. All right, everybody, that was our show. Like they said, part of the things that will be happening is they will be introducing like a career corner, entrepreneurship, and all those things. So for a start, I'm going to do that show next weekend with my younger daughter. She runs a business and she wants to share with the community what she's doing. Our discussion is going to be how I turned my passion into a career. That's what we'll be talking about with Luito next weekend. Okay, everybody, we shall see you.
Hello, my name is Nelly Matatila Bartholomew, and I am both grateful and honored to be your president in the DFW area. I have called the Dallas-Fort Worth area home ever since I moved from Zambia 20 years ago. And in these 20 years, I have come to know some of you as you have known me and my family. As your leader, I would love to see nothing more than a united Zambians in DFW. I would love for us to take that same energy and zeal and passion that we exhibit in showing those that are bereaved in everything that we do as a people. When we moved to the United States, we moved here with a vision and a plan to prosper our lives. Why? Because America is the land of opportunity, right? So now that we're here, I would love for my team and I to partner with you all to prosper us in our health, in our wealth, and in all our affairs. Your Vice President, Ms. Brenda Chama, my Vice President, is passionate about this community. She is a registered nurse with ideas on how we as a community can be healthy, not just mentally, but physically as well. Your treasurer, our treasurer, Mr. Lamek Kaira, has plans on how we can prosper financially as a community. We want to communicate those ideas that we have with you all. So June 15th at 11 a.m., please take some time and join us for a virtual town hall. We've been apart too long and we haven't had dialogue in a long time. It is time that we sat down and communicated our plans to you all, and also take that time to hear from you. It is important for us to know what you would like to see as a community. Because going forward, as president, my goal is to make sure that we plant seeds for trees that generations to come will enjoy the shade. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.